Phoenix of the team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got another episode of Chart Talk coming at you. It's Tuesday, November 29th. The U.S. has just scored a massive win over Bennett's homeland, Iran. So, we're celebrating over here in the U.S. I don't know how Bennett's feeling over there, but,
I didn't even know they were playing.
there you go. There you go.
Soccer season?
We got a big bounce off lows in the market. 6 weeks, we're up 16%, I think, or 14-ish% now at this week's pullback. Let me share the SPY and get right into what we got going on. All right, so here we got the S&P 500. We have this huge rally off the CPI of October when we saw inflation come in. We saw, which suggests, of course, that peak inflation is behind us, and we've rallied off those lows. But now, the most stared at chart pattern in the world right now is, of course, this rising wedge in the SPY. We came in contact with the 200-day simple moving average. And for the folks at home who have not been paying attention, that area has been pretty fickle for, S&P 500. Let me draw these wedge lines here. Broke that one down. Same thing here. Broke that one down. Anytime we've come in contact, I'm a little sloppy right now, but anytime we've come in contact with this 200-day simple moving average, it's led to a big sell-off. So, that's the number one thing being stared at right now. The other thing that I saw that was very similar to the last few times that we touched the 200-day simple moving average, the VIX was also down at 20. So these two things are telling me to be a little more risk off right now. We had a great run. I'm still looking for singles and doubles to hit out there, but I'm definitely more cautious on, straight breakouts alongside and things like that. But that's really it. Those are the things I'm staring at. I think, it's a good time to be cautious, but singles and doubles have been proving to keep the accounts building. What are you thinking over there?
No, definitely agree. So yeah, you touched on the SPY. A couple of sectors we'll go over really quickly. Again, energy still retesting or holding this retest area, but still flagging out really nicely, I think, through this 132. I think we see a bigger breakout in time, but for now, it just has to consolidate and develop some more.
So, do you want to type up crude oil? Here's something interesting.
What's
the biggest bet? The biggest CL_F. Just type in CL and I don't. Yeah, crude oil futures. The biggest hedge fund bet right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, crude and XLE usually trades in somewhat lockstep fashion. Not like a one-to-one parity, but their charts generally look the same. Mm-hmm. Crude oil has taken a dump. It's 40% off highs. XLE still trading at around highs. Number one trade out there right now for hedge funds is short XLE because the disparity between, and it makes sense. And if that chart looks like kind of a rounding top, XOM I think looks kind of like that too. It's starting to look like that. The market would love to see this, but again, I don't want to over anticipate this, but I think that could fuel the market a little bit.
Yeah. Seems like neither of us are winning this 20% bet.
Right. They're both going to stall out, huh? Well, markets take a shit. None of these things never see these prices ever again.
We were close though. We both got, I think, like percentage-wise, pretty close to our 20% target. But
yeah. Those first couple of weeks really kicked it off.
Yeah. You're not wearing a suit and I'm not wearing a Bitcoin outfit. But anyways, again, we see the 10-year. Again, the one good thing, we've finally seen this thing start to crack a little bit. Starting to H over, which is good. Again, as you mentioned before, a lot of the major markets, major sectors this past month have gone on a very impressive run, and most are running into major resistance. So even with your rising wedge that you drew, a lot of that seems kind of on point because we've just seen, even with the Dow, you run up into resistance and completely fades the move. Run up into resistance, probably fades the move again. The one sector that is setting up, or that's extremely lagging but holding up nicely, is the consumer discretionary sector. It's very clean base here and just not really participating in this market rally, but just want to keep an eye on to see if it eventually wants to wake up at some point. But it seems most apart from most of these major sectors after this major run they've all been on, that raising stops, being more defensive, trying to raise profits up here seems to be the move. And like you said, the singles and doubles market seems to be what we're at right now. So Shay, do you have any good or bad trades you want to go over or top ideas?
Yeah, I'll share it up. Share that shoot. The only thing I've really been in, I was on a little vacate, my first week off of the year, and it was delightful. This CELH I just kind of held some of the wide stop. We got in this day. I didn't hold on to the full size. It was a little too big, didn't give it enough room, and then it began to take off. And so I traded against these lows here against, what is this low? This 86, and it tailed lower. And I think a lot of members got caught getting shaken out here with this
Mhm.
move. I just had the wide stop and I wasn't paying too close attention.
Mhm.
And I capitalized on the move. I sold half today when it broke this yesterday's low of day. But that goes to show you is time and time again this year we've seen, because it's been a more choppy market, using the improper stop is gonna get you chopped up and get you frustrated, and or if you're too big and you can't handle giving it the proper amount of risk. This year, especially more so than others, you're caught with your hand in the cookie jar. So I think a lot of members got caught keeping that stop too tight, and then this thing broke out, and I saw people bad mouthing CELH, but it's been nothing but good to us.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that third
besides
day
that,
down, that third day down was really tough. I wasn't in it, but I know a lot of members were. Do you think if you were not away from the screen and watching it, do you think you would have still kept that wider stop or the proper stop, I should say?
it's easy to say I would still be in it, but it also came in from 103 down to 87. Now, here's the thing. Because I had a very small position, if I was, trading in the zone as they say, I would have honestly been looking to buy off that 88 because I knew how strong that buying was. And I was really watching this name. I didn't add after that first day because I knew you had to give it to 88, had to give it to 88, had to give it to 88. So in that regard, maybe, but this has been a difficult year, so who knows, if I would have traded it that well. Regardless, let me get into some things I like. All right, so this KRTX, I still like this one. Just didn't really pull in that much from highs. Therapeutics names these guys have been paying. Looks like it still needs some time to consolidate. The more builds here on this right side, we like that. I'm looking at this. What is it? 237, 238 area on the upside. What else? All right. So CSIQ, solar name, solar stocks. Big run. Kind of look like they're ready to pull in. We've been watching this EMPH to the long side. Could still be a long, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this breakout fail. I was looking around Solar Land. I think this CSIQ is a lovely looking short right here. So, closes lower on earnings, kind of bear flags, inside day, below this trend line. It's just got a lot of room to fail below here. So I'll be involved in this one for sure. I want to have a short on for this market, but there's a few things I'm looking at to alongside too. This NOC. So we've been staring at this guy all year. It's obviously got this huge macro pattern, but I just want to look to take advantage of this tiny little Mickey Mouse flag. I don't think it's a investment at all. I think I rent this thing for 2, 3, 4 days through this 531 area, and just look to sell into strength, into this 550 area. Nothing, not reinventing the wheel, not looking to give it major room. I'm not in this thing off a weekly chart. I like this little Mickey Mouse flag. I like how it's held up. And I want to take advantage just from 530 to 550 area. So, and then a couple more. It's a monthly chart. This PRCT we've been looking at, Procept Biorobotics, automated surgery. Very cool company, but I like it the way it broke up off support here in this 40 area. Just been flagging sideways since, and it's just holding this 44 so cleanly. So we see a break above today's highs tomorrow. This 45.50 area. I'm going to buy some against 44. I think that's a nice tight risk trade. It reminds me of that DCP that you're going to talk about in a little bit. And then I got a couple more. COOP. So nice little base forming here, right? We can see under this like 46 area, and then we zoom out of the name. Let's go to a weekly chart. It's really just a massive, massive flag on a long-term chart. Even if we extend this, we look at this false breakout, but then it's squatted right back into the flag. So now it looks like, it's nicely compressed. It wants to break above this 45.50 area. I think that one looks really good. And the last name is ABG, another name for longer term. So we see it's got this daily chart, nice little earnings move. Broke higher on these earnings, kind of Mickey Mouse flag. So I'm not sure if it's ready yet. The flag's a little bit too Mickey, meaning hasn't consolidated enough on a smaller time frame. But you look at a monthly chart. Oh, let me get these trend lines out of here. This thing's got a very serious flag. So I think this one could be one to focus on, over the next year or so. I think it could be just igniting. Just something to keep an eye on. Decent earnings. A name that's more of a value name actually has earnings. It's not a tech name. These things are more valued in this short duration environment. So just something to keep an eye on. Huge channel, could be a big trade in that one. That's all I got. What you looking at?
And really, just going back to that for a second, for those that don't know, we keep saying Mickey Mouse. I feel like we know like our jargon.
Oh yeah,
And I even think about like back in the prop days when like people talk about the figure for like the first month, I'm like, what the hell's the figure? And it's like the whole number. Where like Mickey Mouse, if you don't know, it's like a very small consolidation, a couple days. We call it Mickey Mouse, childish, small. And then when you look at the ABG when Shake showed the monthly, it's a macro
ABG, yeah.
flag, it's a massive flag that's been
Right.
developing for so long, and
Monthly
this is
chart,
so much
yeah.
bigger of a pattern that you have to know the different patterns. If it's a Mickey Mouse flag, you can expect a short-term move, even like for your NOC.
NOC was a better example. Yeah,
Yeah, like Shake's expecting a move from 530 to 550. He's not expecting a move from 530 to 600 on $10.
Based on that stop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's again, that Mickey Mouse is very tight, couple day consolidations compared to a macro flag, like a weekly or monthly that's been developing for Monster Energy is a good one, like for a year it's been developing where
Oh yeah.
but again in the short term was a little Mickey Mouse flag. But I'll go over a couple of charts and a couple top ideas. All right. So I had a couple of trades this past few weeks with the members. We had this MGP, this blue sky breakout. Again, that's going to be basically a bullish pattern where we're trying to buy the stock through all-time highs. We're trying to buy it at the most expensive it's ever been, but not blindly. We want to wait for it to develop. So in this MGP, you can see that it put in a high at 116. It retested. This is why we often look to sell the retest, like we were talking about with energy. As it was retesting that prior high, we look to take some profits into that. And then each subsequent attempt, as it gets back up near that all-time high level, we want to eventually just buy when it breaks. So MGP eventually broke through 116. We got involved, trailed it versus the prior low a day. Traded higher 1, 2, 3, 7 days in a row. Finally started to show us a lower high as of yesterday. It stopped us out. We bought 116. We sold on the way down through 123. And now it's trading lower, and probably in a couple of days we'll be back in our price anyway. So a very easy single type of trade in this market. Monster was the same thing. Again, we were talking before about a Mickey Mouse flag. This is a Mickey Mouse flag, couple day consolidation. But when you zoom out, we can see that I got a lot of these little arrows here. Look at all this stuff. You can see that this monster has not been able to trade above $100 a share for the better part of the year. It attempted it, it retested it, tried it again and again. And all we want to do is simply just buy above this 100 level. We want to buy it when it gets the most expensive. And that's what Monster did. We bought it through 100, through this little Mickey Mouse flag. We got a nice little 40 move, nothing really crazy. But once we saw this, little doji at highs after being up, 5 days in a row, it was time to now raise that stop. And this is where we refer to those Mickey Mouse flags. We're not expecting, this macro move in Monster is probably good for, 20, 24%, given the range it's been in. But given the tiny risk we were giving it, we can't expect to risk 1 or 2% and get 20+% immediately. So we took the quick 4% move. It's back to our price. We already made the money. We're out. It can still shake out below. Kind of the real pivot here for now is 96. So this is kind of, I guess, the new shorter term range. But now it's kind of just off the radar until it really shakes out or sets up for another trade. So
Yeah.
2 little kind of single trades, just buying through all-time highs, trailing a stop. Very simple trade, nothing too crazy. DCP is this other one that I've been in, again, with a couple of members, where we can see here that this name has been setting up underneath this 40, kind of 39.5 area. And the last week or so, it's just been trading very tight versus this 38. And one of the members asked earlier today why I've just been buying 39, and it's just been very simple. I put on a feeler position earlier last week through this 39 with a stop versus 38, so risking $1, and it continued to not really test this area. So showing the buyers are kind of stepping up marginally, nothing too crazy. So it's like every time it keeps attempting 39, I want to keep adding to this position, because each subsequent attempt on the way up, more likely it should eventually trade higher. So I picked up some, I believe it was on Friday. I will pick up some more than likely tomorrow because it didn't trigger above 39 today. And then the bigger entry is going to be up to this $40 level. This is not a blue sky breakout, meaning that it has, I'm going to zoom out quite a bit. Wow, my chart is getting knocked out. Okay. So the other two examples were blue sky, where it was trading through its all-time high. This is just
A 6-month chart.
This is it? Actually, I never even. Wow.
Didn't even know the annual, huh?
This is the
Yearly
charts.
chart, huh?
Now we're getting really low. This is real macro, but again, it's not a blue sky breakout. That would be through 60. This is just, a flag that we've kind of spotted developing. So that's just a current trade. Some orders that I have in. We were talking about DCP. We have this PRCT again. Jake was talking about this before. This recent IPO, biotech, healthcare name. Looking to buy up to 46 for now. This Regeneron, we've been keeping an eye on. I have this order up through 750. We've just seen these nice higher lows forming. Not as clean through 750, 750, 760, kind of the boat, two spots to keep an eye on. And this RYTM, I think, Jake, did you mention this one too?
No, not today, but I traded that a bunch before earnings.
Okay, so this is another one, again, through up to 26, just very tight, 26 versus 24. So these are like the four names I'm looking at for the week ahead in DCP. Already adding to, and then these PRCT up to 46, Regeneron through 750, and this RYTM up through 26. Yeah. So those are the couple of names I'm keeping on for the week ahead.
All right. So we breaking higher than this 200-day simple moving average or what?
So again, chart wise, I feel like this is the first time lately in the past few months, or maybe even this year, that a lot of charts have been set up very nicely, like a lot of blue sky breakouts, a lot of names flagging near highs, where I think let me share my screen for 2 seconds. I think we kind of stay in this upward channel for a bit. I definitely see the rising wedge, but I think for now, as long as we stay above 390, I think we can stay in this range. And more so that, maybe you and I are looking at these rising wedges and then breaking, but it's like when you keep seeing the same pattern over and over again, and then the market
when it stops working.
Yeah, it's like then the market has to do
Yeah.
something differently. That's kind of my thought a little bit right now, just because there is a lot of good charts that are setting up right now, where it's not like things look really weak and really beaten up, that maybe this has to grind a little bit higher, or maybe, do something different than just run up dramatically, break down dramatically. Maybe something else has to occur. But for now, just as long as we stay above this in this channel, status quo, once it breaks that, then it's kind of risk off. And just like those rising wedges, if this is the fourth time it's going to happen, once it breaks, we kind of see it, and then we just know to be more defensive.
Yeah. I think it's just gonna be chop, just absolute chop. I think this range, like 390, I think that gets broken to the downside, sucks a ton of shorts in, breaks higher. It's just like I think it's gonna be very messy trade, however it shakes out. But with that, hey, you got anything else for the guys and ladies?
Again, we had a Thanksgiving event, a lot of fun. We had a lot of members come out, old members, new members, current members. That was good to see, except for Shake, but Shake's across the country. Next one, we're going to do like a snowboarding day at Mountain Creek in Jersey, Shake's favorite mountain, but that's not going to be till next month. So when the mountain's actually open here, we'll let you guys know. Again, we got 20 of these left, so if anyone wants a watch, let us know. We're going to trip down. Other than that, I think we wrapped it up.
All right. See you guys next week.
All right.